So in the previous video we just saw what was known as an expression. Now in this video let us see what is known as a statement. Now statement is pretty simple. Statement contains the expression and is usually ended by a semicolon. The end of the statement is indicated by adding a semicolon. So for example, this entire thing is a statement. Now in this entire line, which one is the expression? The expression is this a equals 9, but the statement is the entire thing. Now here, which one is a statement in this piece of code? Obviously, if beginning to end, right? Actually, inside that if beginning to end, we have system.out.println. Now in this thing, this line is what is called as a statement. Again, this is a statement, but this alone is an expression. I hope you get the difference between a statement and expression. Now let me give you a little bit of additional information. Let's say I can let me just declare a variable called let me before that let me clear out every unwanted thing, and I'll declare a variable called int result, and then I'll say equals, in the next line after a few couple of empty spaces I will say 69 or 169 for example, and then end that with a semicolon here. As you can see, there is fair amount of white space, and again we have fair amount of white space, and then if you notice that there is no red line, meaning that there is no error at all. IntelliJ is pretty cool even if you code it in this way. And let me give you a shortcut now. SYS SOUT. Actually, if you type SOUT and hit enter, that is a shortcut to system.out.println. Every time you don't need to go to system.out.println, you can just say SOUT and hit enter. It's going to print out this line. So now let us try to print out result variable, and if I try to run it, we shouldn't be having any problem at all. So here we have the result is 169. Even though you try to write the code with so much space, which seems absurd, the IntelliJ IDE is pretty fine with whatever you're doing. Let me give you one more example. Now if I put this semicolon over here again, as you can expect, the compiler is not throwing us any error whatsoever. Why? Because you should know one thing. Even though there are a couple of white spaces, you can have a semicolon. You can end the statement even after a couple of white spaces. As long as the semicolon is present, you are good to go. So what can you infer from that? You can infer that a statement doesn't need to essentially be there in one single line. You can have a statement with multiple lines like so. Let's say hello, oops, HELLO, hello, and then I'll add a concatenation. Now usually we would write this statement in the same line, right? But for a change, let me write it here, hello there, and then I write concatenation here, and then I can still continue and say hello there YouTube, and then I can again put it all in couple of lines. So statement doesn't need to essentially be there in a single line. That is what I'm trying to emphasize. And obviously in this entire piece of code, which one is a statement, which one is an expression? So in this section from the open till the close of the bracket is the expression, while system.out.println including the expression is the statement. I hope you get the difference between what is a statement and what is an expression. And also you can why do we have to leave it empty? Let's fill it up with another text. Hello there YouTube, Let me just say viewers. Hello there, YouTube viewers. My keyboard is all messed up. Alright, so let's just try and execute it. You see there, everything is printed in one line. Can you tell me why? Because the moment you add any concatenation and there is no white space here inside the double quotes, it's going to print it in the same line. Hello there, hello space there, space YouTube, space viewers should do the trick. Let's try it again and see if it prints out properly. You see there, hello there YouTube viewers. So I hope you get the difference between what is a statement, what is a white space under the context of a statement, and how statement operates. But is this a fair way to program? Obnoxiously wrong. People would think that you're an idiot, especially if you write the code like this. So what we can do though is we can go to code and we can say reformat code, and actually reformatting code would put everything in one indentation. What is an indentation? An indentation is something where you can see the code in a formatted and in an organized way. Let me give you an example. So this is heavily haphazardly arranged. Let me just fix it out for a second, please, if you can wait. You see, right now this code is haphazardly arranged, and this doesn't even seem to be good enough. So if we go and try to this is what is called as actually unindented code. If we go and try to reformat the code, so it then reformatted the code in a way which is fair enough to be understandable. I hope you get what I mean by indentation. Indentation is the process where the code is clearly visible and uh, understandable versus haphazardly arranged code. So that is the idea of indenting the code, white spaces. And by the way, even if I put it here, like I'd done it before, IntelliJ IDEA wouldn't have any problems executing the code because it's a properly executable code, because it contains no error whatsoever. So you see 169, hello there YouTube viewers. It's not much of a difference, right? The only difference comes for us to understand. So let me come back and reformat the code again. You see, this is the indented version of the code. When I talk about indentation, we would be understanding that in a much better manner when we are discussing if statement and for loop and other loops. But at this point, you just have to know indentation is a process where the code is actually properly organized to make it visually appear and to even make us as programmer understand what is going on in the context of the entire program. So I hope you liked this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and let's continue in the next video.